All right, so let's go get started. We are going to go and move on to Skills 2 Level 1, and this is when we're going to use all of our ratios and our proportions to relate to what is called similar triangles. Okay, so our goal today is to go ahead and identify similar triangles. Just to note over here, guys, similar triangles, they're just two figures that have the same shape. So then they are called similar. So you could just say same shape. Right, so a similar triangle is similar if they have the same shape, but not the same size. Okay, so similar triangles is similar if they have the same shape, but not the same size, right? And then we're going to see that we are going to have what is called corresponding sides and angles. Okay, so let's just say like I have this little triangle over here. I'm literally going to go ahead, I can go ahead and copy it, whereas you might have to go and draw it out. But I'm just going to go ahead and draw the same exact thing, just a little bit bigger, right? Obviously, they are both triangles, right? They are both the same shape, but not the same size, right? And kind of going back to our congruent symbol. Do you guys remember this congruent symbol? This means congruent. Congruent means equal, right? There is a similarity symbol, which is just this little squiggle line that is on top of our congruency symbol. So it's kind of like the similar symbol, but this symbol right here is for similarity. Okay, so if I was looking at this triangle, I have triangle ABC and triangle DEF. So it looks like them just matching up. Let's just say angle B and angle E are right angles, right? And if I'm looking at the triangles, that means that angle A and angle D go together, and angle C and angle F. So when we're writing a similarity statement, we are going to go ahead and identify the triangles. So we start out with a triangle symbol, and let's name the first triangle ABC. And then I'm going to go ahead and label my second triangle, and let's call it, since I started with angle A, the other triangle matches up with angle D, so I'm going to start with angle D. Same thing, B matches up with angle E, and then angle C matches up with angle F. Okay, so I have triangle ABC, and then I have triangle DEF. And right in the middle of the similarity statement goes in my similarity symbol. Okay, it's not super important to know the similarity statement, but it is good to know when we are labeling our triangles. All right, so we do have similar triangle steps. The first step is to go ahead and identify the sides and the angles of the triangles. And here, this is when we're going to use the congruent symbol. Right. The second step is we are going to go ahead and write a statement of proportionality. Okay, and this guy has no numbers, only letters. Okay, and then the third step is we're going to check to see if our ratios or our fractions are equal. Okay. So let's go ahead. It says recall. So sides of two triangles are, and this is our example. Remember, we're going back to unit 1. This is how we state our sides. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and look at my two triangles below, and let's just go and match them up. Okay, so both triangles look like M and Q are the same exact measurement. So I'm going to put the same tally mark at angle M and angle Q. Looks like angle N and angle P are the same, so I'm going to go ahead and put 2 tally marks. Right, and then it looks like that angle O and angle R are the same. So I'm going to put a tally mark with a little line through it. Okay, so this is telling me that angle M, angle Q are the same, angle N and angle P are the same, and then angle Q and angle R are the same. So the sides of two triangles are, so let's go ahead, let's say that this is triangle 1 and here's triangle 2. So I'm going to name my first side, MN. So I'm going to say MN, and I'm going to put my little segment line on top, my little top hat. Okay, we did MN. Let's go ahead and do the next side, which is NO. No, NO. And then finally, I can go ahead and do OM. Okay. Now for my second triangle, I'm going to start with QP. My next line is PR. And then my final side is RQ. Right? Those are just the sides of my triangle. Now I have my angles, right? My angles, I need to make sure that it has this symbol of an angle. And I'm just matching up the angles. So my angles on my first triangle is angle M. I have angle N and angle O. All right, the angles on my second triangle is angle Q, angle P, and angle R. Okay, so it's really important to go ahead and label both the sides and the angles of our two different triangles. And we'll see how this kind of connects to the next page. All right, go and turn the next page. Let's go ahead and just do example 1. So here it's saying that triangle MNO right here is similar to triangle QRP. This one right here, QPR, sorry. So we gotta go ahead and match my angles. So if I'm looking at this triangle, it looks like, again, M and Q are matching, N and P are matching, and then O and R are matching. Right, and if you want, you can go ahead and use your highlighter. Okay, so part A, it says list all pairs of congruent angles, include the congruency symbol. So again, this is my congruency symbol. So right off the bat, I can actually go ahead and put the congruency symbol in the little box. And let's just go ahead and match up the congruent angles. So we said M is congruent to angle Q. We have angle N is congruent to angle P. Then I have angle O is congruent to angle R. And that is it for step 1. Okay, step B, it says write the ratios of the corresponding sides in a statement of proportionality. So this is when we have no numbers, just letters. And this comes from the sides of my triangle. So on the top, I'm going to go ahead and have triangle 1. On the bottom, I'm going to have triangle 2. Okay, so again, here's triangle 1, here's triangle 2. So my first side, I could say MN. So I have side MN. And side MN matches up with side QP, right? I see my angles are corresponding. So I have side QP on the bottom. Okay. Going on to another side of triangle 1, I have NO. This has NO. Then my corresponding side matching up with the angles is PR on the bottom. My last side of triangle 1 is OM. And then my corresponding side of triangle 2 is RQ. Okay. All right, let's keep on going. Part C says plug in the number values and check to see if the ratios of the corresponding sides are equal. Right? So using the statement of proportionality, I'm going to go ahead and look at my triangle and look at all these sides and then plug in the numbers that it corresponds with. So, right, side MN is 10. So this becomes 10. Right, got that from here. Side QP is over here. QP is 8, so it goes 10 over 8. Right, okay, then I have side NO. NO is 15. And then I have side PR. PR is 12. And then I have side OM. OM is 20. And then I have side RQ. RQ is 16. Okay, so I'm just plugging in my number values given my statement of proportionality. And then, just like we've seen in the past, right, we want to make sure that my ratios simplify. So I'm going to go and take out my calculator. And I'm going to go ahead and plug in my first ratio, which is 10 divided by 8. And let's see if we simplify. Nice, it does simplify. It simplifies to 5 over 4. So I'm going to go ahead and write in 5 over 4. Let's check my next fraction. I have 15 divided by 12. Same exact thing. It looks like we simplify to a 5 over 4. Oops. And then last but not least, let's go and check the last fraction. I have 20 all over 16. And let's see. Nice, it also simplifies to 5 over 4. And what do we notice about all three of these ratios? They are the same. So they are equal. Yay, so my triangles are similar, okay? All right, last up, it's asking what the scale factor is. So the scale factor is the number that you need to multiply a side of the first triangle to get the corresponding side of the second triangle. And here we're actually going to use this equation where we have side 1 times the scale factor is equal to side 2. Now we are trying to find the scale factor. So let's just go ahead and start putting in some random stuff. Let's go ahead and do side mn multiplied by scale factor and equal it to side QP. Okay. So I'm going to go back to side MN. Side MN was 10. Side QP is 8. So I have 10 times my unknown scale factor equals to 8. And this is just solving an equation, right? I can go and divide both sides by 10. So my scale factor is equal to, I take out my calculator. And all I'm typing in my calculator is 8 divided by 10. Gives us a decimal, but I'm going to change it to a fraction. And we get a scale factor of 4/5. Okay, this is how you find the scale factor. Right, so if I multiplied one side of my triangle by 4/5, I would get my other corresponding side. Okay, and we see the relationship between my ratio and the scale factor, right? My scale factor is just the reciprocal. So scale factor is equal to 4/5. And again, this is just the reciprocal of the ratio 5/4, which we got over here. Right? Reciprocal means that we are just flipping this fraction. Okay, so that is the relationship between this guy and this guy. And we're going to stop here today.